Welcome everyone to my channel. I'm Leon, your host. Forevermore. I will tell you right now that this is like the sixth video that I have recorded so far today, and I'm a little dudded out. So if I'm not as enthused as I should be, I am sorry. I am trying. Oh, my arm! Oh, my arm from work. Gee. I'm so glad I had today off. Oh, that arm. Anyways, if you're new here, what the old people who have been watching, no, not that I'm calling you old. You could be like 20 years old and you wouldn't be actually old. But the people who have been watching my channel show you what to do, which is pull up a seat, sit down, and we're going to talk about the Adventure of the Red Circle, which is inside his last bow, which is inside this book, which has a lot of stories in it. Okay, it's got so many stories. It's got like 9 stories in it. Okay, it's a lot. Like, you'll be seeing this book like 5 more times. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay, I don't have separate books for them. Anyways, it's by Arthur Conan Doyle, or Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, because he was knighted. I don't care what number it says. You should really put a Sir in front of it, because he was knighted by a queen. Even though we're not queen people, we should still respect it. And it's a series called by Sherlock Holmes. That's what it is. It's a Sherlock Holmes series. So, this little blurb for this one. This engaging tale follows the legendary detective Sherlock Holmes and his companion Dr. Watson as they delve into a mysterious case involving a peculiar lodger and a series of dangerous events connected to him. So, first things first, you have Mrs. Warner being let in by Mrs. Hutchins. Because I don't talk about her a lot, but she is in a lot of these. She is brought in by Mrs. Hutchins to Sherlock Holmes with a case. At first, he's not interested. He's like, oh, you have a strange, peculiar lodger that you haven't seen since they came in. And nothing strange about that. And then she's like, well, I have these that they wrote on for what they need. And I have these, which they obviously have. And they keep pacing back and forth. And on the first day, they went out. And then they came back late at night while everyone was sleeping. And I haven't seen or heard anything from them since. You can hear them pacing. And they take the food and leave it, but only after she leaves food for them on a chair. That's when he gets interested in it. He's like, okay, I will see what this is all about. And of course, Dr. John Watson is always a part of it. So, she also says that her husband went out and was kidnapped, roughed up, put into a carriage, and then dropped off somewhere when they realized it was the wrong person. So this lodger was supposed to be a man, but wasn't. Okay? So the lodger was Gennaro Luca. He came upon them and asked to rent out the place. Full privacy, would take care of everything themselves, and actually switched it with his wife, Emilia Luca, that never left the rooms because she was scared for the death of her husband and herself if they got caught by the Italiano people in this. If the names didn't already tip you off, they're originally from Italia and from Italy, and of course they went to America and then to London. Yeah, that's what you have. Okay, so they go and they hide in a room to see if they can't spot their lodger. And of course they do, and they witness that it's a woman, and they're like, curious indeed. And then they watch late that night about how the mysterious lodger gets a flashing signal, Morse code from somebody else. And it's words that at first Sherlock is like, I don't understand. And then he's like, oh, they're Italian. That's what they are. And then they go into the building that he was supposed to be in because the message gets cut off short. And they're like, oh my God, something happened. So let's go investigate. They find not one inspector, but 2. Okay. So the first inspector is Inspector Gregson, of course, a London inspector. He's trying to help the American inspector find one Giuseppe Gorgiano. Huh? Bad guy. He's a bad guy. He is a bad guy. Undeniably a bad guy. Okay? Okay. So, the other person is actually Mr. Leverington, the Pinkerton American Agency, from the Pinkerton's American Agency, that has been hunting Giuseppe Giuliano to arrest him for crimes he committed in America. Okay? So, this guy's running away from the law from Italy, from America, to all the way to London. And so is Gennaro Luca. Okay? So Gennaro Luca used to be part of this society called the Red Circle. And the Red Circle is like the mafia. But in Italy, they were like blackmailing people and threatening people, beating them up and all that stuff. And if they didn't bend, unaliving them. But Gennaro didn't want to be a part of that when he realized what the Red Circle was, really. And so he took his wife and he fled from the society, the Red Circle Society, to America, where he thought everything was safe. And then, who should he happen to run into but Giuseppe Giuliano himself, who had moved to America, fleeing the Italian authorities to start the Red Circles there. So, he's invited to the Red Circle for a meeting at a lodge, and there he has found out that he has to unalive his good friend, who helped them establish themselves in America and gave him a job because he did not bow down to the blackmail. And that was Tito Casalotto, who was a very powerful person in his company because he owned half of it. Okay. So he said, I'm not going to do that. He tipped Castelletto Lotte off about the Red Circle and the hit being put on him, and then he fled with his wife once again to London, where he put her up in a lodge and tried to find a way to stop them from finding her and him. In which case, Gorgiano finds out about it, goes to London, and actually finds where they're lodging, where she's lodging, and finds him. Of course, the best thing about it is that Gorgiano is actually unalived by Gennaro after he attempted to unalive Gennaro himself. And his wife finds out about it, and she's like, where is my husband? He must have done this. And she's just so happy about it. And then she tells a tale of what happened and how they got to their point. And she's like, are you going to arrest him for this murder or not? And they're like, the court should be with you, not against you. In America. And then the inspector in London's like, oh, probably the same thing. And of course, Gennaro escaped without them realizing that he was the one who offed Giuseppe. At first, it was all thanks to Sherlock Holmes that all came together. Because they're like, I want us to go up there and see what happened. And that's when they find the dead body. And Sherlock calls Emilia over to explain everything. So there's all the characters and there's everything that's happened. Okay, so my favorite character was Emilia Luca because of her weird dance that she did when she found out that Giuliano wasn't alive. She did this little jiggling dance, a celebration, speaking lots of different Italian praises for his death and happiness. My most disliked character was Giuseppe Giuliano for being evil in the Red Circle Society of Evilness. I just dropped my book and I almost landed on the floor, Okay. So what stood out as memorable? How a husband went to great lengths to protect his wife from danger. To the point where he was separated from her and could only talk to her through a newspaper column and Morse code at night. That's so sad. But the strength, the length he went to protecting her was huge. Okay. My favorite passage from the story is, I caught a glimpse of a dark, beautiful, horrified face glaring at the narrow opening of the box, and the door crashed to. The key turned once more, and all was silent. So there was a larger paragraph to that, but that was my favorite part of that paragraph, and it was simply because she saw something, but I don't know if she saw them, or she was horrified by what she saw because she was terrified for her life, and she literally, boom, locked herself back in because she refused to leave. My favorite quote: "Still seeking knowledge at the old university." This is his telling Inspector Gregson. Inspector Gregson asked him, "How did you get onto this case?" So this is his response, and I like this. "Still seeking knowledge at the old university. Well, Watson, you have one more specimen of tragic and grotesque to add to your collection." And by collection, the stories that Watson writes about the adventures that they have together. What I thought about the ending of the book. Justice for all those lives lost. I hope Amelia Southern John does not get jail time because they save a lot of future lives from being lost. That's basically how I felt about the end of that. What book does it remind me of? Other Sherlock Holmes stories, and of course the anime/manga of Métante Conan, or as we say in America, because the Americans didn't want to put Métante Conan on anything. Case closed. This story, as you know, is part of a series called Sherlock Holmes, and there are so many of them, over 50 of them, and I will probably never read all 50 of them. Sad day. I rated this a 3, because they used an evil society again. And like the Valley of the Fear, you have evil society. Well, evil people within the society, but they're still evil in a society. Then you actually have the Red Circle, which is an evil society. Like, how many evil societies are you going to use? How many? It's been played once. Don't play it again. Like, there's a lot of episodes and manga chapters and Métante Conan that are the same. Like, you've done this type of song and dance before. Do something different. But then again, the manga for Detective Conan is all the way up to over 100. So I know there's probably a lot of stuff that's already been done. You can't help doing a song and dance being slightly different. Okay? So if you think I deserve a like, comment, or even your lovely subscription, drop it down below. And yes, you will see this book again for 5 more videos. And I'm not sorry about that. So I'll see you next illusion.